Hi, how y'all doing? What's the date today? June the 14th, 2026, Sunday. Here in Ontario, Canada, the skies are cloudy. Rained throughout the day or night last night. Everything was soaked when I woke up. It sprinkled a bit today. Yesterday it called for rain all day, but I didn't consent to that. So yeah, we had a thunderstorm, thunder and lightning last night as I was going to bed. I was thinking, oh, the dragon's up there kicking ass, right? So, yeah, I still went to sleep fast, dreamt, dreamt, got up several times, go to the bathroom, stuff like that, normal stuff for me, right? My foot tried to cramp up just before midnight, woke me up, made me change my position, and I went right back to sleep. So, not too bad. Could have been better. The new moon happens tonight around 10:53 here where I am in Canada. So there's that energy, emotions, right? Reset intentions, stuff like that. The new moon and the full moon always makes us emotional, and it's a super moon again. So I guess it must be really close to us, but you won't see it, right? So, yeah, different. I had a dream the other night, not last night, the night before, and I had some female had borrowed my vehicle, and then they took my truck. They took it, and I wanted my vehicle back, and they said, "Oh, well, I went here. You got extra keys, so I'm gone somewhere else. The truck's parked here." And so I was like, "Where's here? Okay, now I got to go find my truck in a city I didn't know, right?" So I ended up there, and I ended up going because they said it's by a 7-Eleven or, someplace like that, right? And so I ended up going to a convenience store. There was a man in there, and I was asking him, questions like, "Do you know where these stores are, right?" And he goes, "Well, we're one." Right? I said, "Yeah, but my truck's not here, so this isn't the place." And he said, "Well, wait a minute, and I'll ask around and see if I can help you." And there was just a bunch of weird stuff happened. And then I realized his one arm was a big gold key and silver key, right? And I said, "What's up with that?" I said, "That's different, right? Prosthetic." And he took the two keys and put them together and then clamped them. And he was like, "Yeah, it's quite the weapon too, right?" And it looked like a gold and silver key. And I thought, that's different. Something's been unlocked, right? And it was just left me with a weird thought when I rose in the waking. So, yeah, because in all this spiritual stuff and all this, I don't know, I guess spiritual stuff, they talk about how, and even Rod Hayes, right, talks about a silver key and a gold key. It's a metaphor for something. But they came together and was closed. So, different. I know it means something. I do. Right? The Schuman yesterday, I think it was 18. Put in my comments yesterday. But today, it's 46. Are you feeling it? I woke up with my ears ringing really loud. I was figuring that the Schuman was higher because I got an antsy feeling. Wasn't sure what to do with myself. Wanted to do something, but not knowing what to do. Then I realized I was running out of my sativa. So I got dressed and went to the weed store, bought a few things, right? And came back home. So I still have that antsy feeling. I thought maybe I want to drink, right? But there's nobody to drink with. And I'm not a closet alcoholic. I don't drink by myself, right? So I got tasked to come over and do a delivery because I needed a couple things from the grocery store. She got me a Mickey of gin. And I told her what I was feeling. She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "You're lucky you don't get that all the time." She says, "That feeling," she says, "I get it every day. I have to fight it off." Right? I said, "Yeah, it doesn't last for long with me, right? I just talk myself out of it. I asked my sober ancestors for help, right? shutting up the drunken ancestors, in your DNA. And it works most times, right? But yeah, I haven't been doing nothing. I've just been sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, isolating. Tess does my shopping for me, right? If I need. So, like, I know, like, I was explaining to her the difference in the people. I can see it really easy. Either you're, for lack of a better word, an angel or a devil, right? Because I don't believe in religion. It's a psyop. It's an indoctrination, a dogma. Just believe it, okay? You don't need proof. And she was like, we call them low vibrational people, i.e. devils, and high vibrational people, the angels. I said, okay. Right? Well, I could see all the low vibrational people, right? And why would I want to go play with them? Right? It's in their culture. They can't change. Right? You can't make a fish breathe out of water, kind of thing, right? So why even bother? Right? And she was like, I think she gets it. I'm not sure. Right? But then there's that thought too, right? I don't really need to go socialize. There's too many of the low vibrational people. Right? And because I have the light, they're attracted to me like moths. So I don't want that, right? So yeah, I just was sitting here listening to Chakra Rarebird, Rod, Hayes, the Young Elder on YouTube, right? Did like 4-hour video. So I'm halfway through it. I've been taking breaks, right? Watch something else and then go back to it, kind of thing. Let it solidify, categorize it in my mind. But, yesterday too, before, like, we had before the rain started, just like around 5 o'clock. When it came like just pissed down, right? I was downstairs making my food, my dinner, and my ears, all of a sudden, like, the sound stopped, and then that loud tone, one tone, right? It's just woo, right? It's not a ring, happened, and it kind of, got me like in my head, like, what the hell, right? And then it stopped after, I don't know, 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds. And I was like, I wonder what that was. Because throughout the day, when the clouds rolled in yesterday, I seen clouds that didn't look like clouds at all. Clouds float this way, right? These clouds were lines like this, like tubes, coming straight down. And I thought, what the hell is that? I've never seen clouds like that in my life, right? And then we had some wispy, Mom used to call them dogtail clouds. That's how you could tell if it's going to rain, because the cloud has a wisp at the end of it, right? It's like big over here, and it flares out behind it. A horsetail, I mean, not dogtail. And I seen those, but they weren't positioned right, right? And I thought, now this is really strange. And then later, I get that sound in my ear, right? And thought, I wonder what it is. Because if you are listening to me, I don't believe the good guys have any control anymore. It's all the bad guys don't have any control anymore. It's all the good guys, right? And everything's for our benefit. The chemtrails, all of it. It's like cleanup trails, right? I've spoken about this since 2020 or 2022, somewhere around there, right? So, yeah, I was just curious. I wondered what it was, right? I had an intense headache just before that, though, too. Intense, right? All into here. Just my head was swollen. It was just so icky. And I was sitting in the chair yesterday watching YouTube around 3 o'clock. And I just, because of the ickiness in my head, I closed my eyes. It was making me tired. And I kind of dozed off and on for an hour, right? And then that was after those clouds. And then later, when I, opened my eyes and decided it was going to be time to go make my dinner, that sound happened in my ears. All right? So, just before the rain started. So different. Just trying to figure it out, folks. That's all. Because I know it's not bad. It's energy. Are you seeing all the seahorse people? Right? They came from the mirror verse. Rod was saying it, talking about it again. And it resonates with me, right? Because doing the transvestigation on Facebook and seeing old people, right? All the actors and the so-called famous people, when they have shirts on like this, you can see, right, their clavicle. You know what I mean? And you cannot, a male cannot have a female clavicle. Just vice versa, same thing, right? And he explained it pretty good today, right? They come from the Mirrorverse. Enlil, one of the Anunnaki, the invaders, one of the invaders, right? Obviously was a homosexual. And he found a way to open a portal into the Mirrorverse, right? Where he met his wife. He married one, right? Of the people over there. And they have double X chromosome, right? So like the seahorse, right? Looks like a woman, or it's a woman, but it looks like a male, right? So he married her, whatever, and brought it back. Well, and a bunch of their people came over, and because she looked like a male, it couldn't sit on I can't remember the seat that they had in the Vatican, the Isis seat, right? The matriarch seat. So it had to live in the catacombs under the Vatican. That's where all those skulls and everything came from, because she was bloodthirsty, right? That's what they do. You know, that's their culture from where they come from. So I suppose that those were all her victims, right? And she became an archon, right? That's when you think, and she's gone. They took her out. You know what I mean? All the archons are gone. But people think of something scary and monstrous, shit like that, right? When in actuality, it was just a woman that looked like a man. Had the physique, everything of a male. You would swear it was a male if you didn't see its collarbone, right? Or watch the way it walks. But yeah, it's another cannibal from another realm, and they're everywhere, all through the entertainment, every entertainment, football players, wrestlers, boxers, right? It's quite different learning about them. And I was thinking, what would a mirrorverse be, right? If we're looking at this differently, how would you open a portal to the mirrorverse, right? Because for me, if you do parse syntax grammar, universe means no verse, right? So mirrorverse, I was thinking it would be an opposite world that looked identical to ours, except for they got seahorse people and they're cannibals, right? So he opened a portal, right, to the mirrorverse to let them in. I just don't know where it is. Maybe I had a dream, remember, a year or so ago, where there was two Earths, two worlds that were identical. Maybe that's what it is, kind of thing. A portal to me is a door or a window, right? I don't see anything mystical, really, like they show you on the movies, in the science fiction movies, right? To me, that's just drama for effects, right? I don't know. Through the water? Because we don't know much about that yet, do we? Right? But there's an ocean under the ocean? I don't know. I'll have to think about it more. What do you think? Put in my comments if you've got a theory about it, right? A thought, you know? Because that's all it is. Theories are just people's thoughts, their opinions, right? Meanwhile, people have been following scientists' theories for a long time, right? About gravity, about the world, the earth is a globe, right? All kinds of stuff. That's all their theories, just their thoughts, right? But yeah, think for yourself. Have your own thoughts. Don't believe others, right? Unless it resonates with you. If it makes you feel good. Right? I'm still kind of thinking about drinking. I don't know why the energy is making me feel this way. The Schuman's at 46. I don't have anybody around, so I'm not doing it alone. Right? And I'm not going out anywhere. I'd have to drive. And I'm not giving anybody the chance to get me in trouble. Alright? So, yeah. Alright. I just thought I'd make a video today. I didn't do one yesterday. What did I do yesterday? Not much. Just watched YouTube. Kind of felt the same way I feel today, just not as intense. It must be the new moon. I bet you that's what it is, right? Making me feel like this. So yeah, I went and got some really good weed. Alright, Acapulco Gold. It's a sativa hybrid. Seen that robin yesterday. My mother's favorite bird. But yeah, that's all there is today, folks. Every day, good things flow to me. Every day, I am open to receiving wisdom, love, prosperity, all the good things. And every day I have more gratitude. I love you as a consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye. Bye.